Welcome to channel Guruvartha Kirti. Myself N.A. Papati, Assistant Professor ECE, Vaihe College of Engineering. Good morning, my dear students. Hope you are doing all good. In this video, we are going to discuss about the sampling and quantization, the next unit, unit number 5. So the objective of this unit is to understand the building blocks of digital communication system, to prepare mathematical background for communication signals analysis, to understand and analyze the flow in a digital communication system, to analyze error performance of a digital communication system in presence of noise and other interferences. These are all the objectives of this unit. The next we are going to discuss about the outcomes. At the end of this course, the students will be able to understand the basic components of digital communication systems, design optimum receiver for digital communication techniques, analyze the error performance of modulation techniques, digital modulation techniques, know about different error detecting and correcting codes. These are all the objectives of outcomes of the particular sampling and quantization unit. So in this slide we are going to discuss about the basic elements of digital communication system. So but we are studying here communication theory. The fifth unit tells about the digital communication, the basics of digital communication. It is very essential. In older syllabus like 2013 regulation, this unit comes under the digital communication syllabus, but in 2017 regulation this particular unit comes under communication theory. It is about analog, but in fifth unit we are going to discuss a little bit about the digital communication. So this is the very basic building blocks of the digital communication systems. Consider the block here. Here the block source of information, source decoder, channel decoder, modulator, channel and demodulator, channel decoder, source decoder, use of information, final information. We'll be discuss all those things in detail. In detail, we'll be discussing. So the information source is nothing but this deals about the source of information can be analog or digital. Example, analog may be everything is natural. Everything in natural is about source. That may be analog. Everything in natural or analog. So if you want to process the digital, we have to convert it into digital, right? So the source of information can be analog or digital. Analog may be audio signal or video signal or multimedia signal. Digital like teletype signal. In digital communication, the signal produced by the source is to converted into digital signal which consists of 1 and 0. For this we need a source encoder. This is the very basic block of our digital communication systems. Next thing is about the source encoder. In digital communication, we convert the signal from source into digital signal. The point to remember we should here is that we have to convert this information into different kinds of data format. Different kinds of data format. As we are converting your basic signal, source of information into the source of information is about analog, that we are converting into a new format like data. So for that we are in need of source encoder, right? So in digital communication, we convert the signal from source into a digital as mentioned above. The point to remember is we should like to use a few binary digits as possible to represent the signal. In such way, the efficient representation of source output results in little or no redundancy. In order to reduce the redundancy in data, in digital communication, the redundancy means if you are converting the analog information into digital means we'll be getting same kind of information at different levels, same kind of data will be getting at different levels. That repeated data can be reduced by means of source encoder. This is what your redundancy. The source output results in little or no redundancy. This sequence of binary digit is called information sequence. Source encoding or data compression. So compression, the purpose of compression is about to reduce the redundancy in the converted signal, digitally converted signal. So naturally the source or analog signal, we are converting the analog signal into digital. If you are converting the analog into digital means there will be a same kind of information at different levels. Same kind of data sequence will be there in the different levels. So in order to reduce the same kind of information, that is called redundancy. So the purpose is the purpose of the source coder here is to reduce the redundancy. So this is called here data compression or source encoding. The process of efficient converting the output of whether analog or digital source into a sequence of binary digit is known as source encoding. So channel encoder, in the channel encoder also it is very mandatory, because in channel encoder if there is an error in the data, if you are sending, that can be eliminated by means of channel encoder. For that purpose we'll be going on channel encoder. Channel encoder, the main purpose of channel encoder is for the purpose of error detection and correction. The information sequence is passed through the channel encoder. The purpose of the channel encoder is to introduce in a controlled manner some redundancy in the binary information sequence that can be used at the receiver to overcome the effect of noise and interference encountered in the transmission and the signal through the channel. So, for example, if we take the k bit of information sequence and map that k bits to a unique n bit sequence called code word, the amount of redundancy introduced is measured by the ratio of n by k, and the reciprocal of this k by n is rate of the code word or code rate. So, the purpose here, there are a lot of information is there in the channel encoder, but the main purpose is the introducing the error detection and correction concept. This is about the channel encoder. Then the digital modulation technique. The binary sequence is passed through the digital modulator. We know that there will be a modulator is essential in the transmitter section in order to send the information to the long distance. So for that purpose, in analog we will be using analog modulation technique. In the same kind we will be using here digital modulator. So the binary sequence is passed to a digital modulator, which in turns convert the sequence into electrical signal so that we can transmit them on channel. The digital modulator maps the binary sequence into signal waveform. For example, if he represents the binary number 1 by sin x and 0 by cos x means, then we'll transmit sin x for 1 and cos x. In like a waveform we are sending. This is what your digital modulator. So here the binary sequence can be converted into waveform. Right? This is what the function of digital modulator. Next thing is about the channel. The communication channel is the physical medium that is used for transmitting signal from transmitter to receiver. This is a medium. This is about the medium. If I am using a mic means the cable will be the medium. The cable will be the medium. Like this, the communication channel is the physical medium that is used for transmitting signals from transmitter to receiver. In wireless system, this channel consists of atmosphere. For a traditional telephony, the channel is wired. There are optical channels, underwater acoustic channels, etc. We further discriminate these channels on the basis of the property and characteristics. Definitely there will be some kind of noise will be added to the channel. Normally the channel noise will be considered as additive white Gaussian noise. Gaussian noise will be there in the channel. So without noise we cannot consider the channel. So the main kind of noise will be added to the channel is additive white Gaussian noise. right? So while calculating the channel estimation, we'll be using noise as the important factor. Noise as the important factor. So next block is about digital demodulator. The vice versa of digital modulator. The digital demodulator process the channel corrupted transmitted waveform and reduces the waveform to the sequence of number that represents estimate of the transmitted data symbols. So the demodulator performs the processes the channel corrupted transmitted waveform. The waveform which are transmitted from the transmitter that can be corrupted by additive white Gaussian noise waveform that can be reduced by means of waveform to the sequence of number that represents and estimates of the transmitted data symbol. The next thing is about the channel decoder. The sequence of number then pass through the channel decoder which attempt to reconstruct the original information. The purpose of decoder is about to reconstruct the original information. What are all the information we are sending as the source that can be recovered at the channel decoder. So the purpose of channel decoder is about the channel decoder which attempts to reconstruct the original information sequence from the knowledge of the code used by the channel encoder and the redundancy contained in the received data. The average probability of bit error at the output of decoder is the measure of performance of the demodulator. So the performance of the demodulator we can estimate by means of probability of bit error rate, right? So according to the bit error rate, we will be estimating the measure of the performance of the demodulator. So this is called a decoder combination. Finally, we'll be sending the information to the source decoder. At the end, if the analog signal is desired, then the source decoder tries to decode the sequence from the knowledge of encoding algorithm, and which results in the appropriate replica of the input at the transmitter end. So the purpose of decoder is we have to reconstruct the original information from the modulated, right? So this is about the source decoder. So the next thing is about output transducer. Finally, we get the desired signal if desired format analog or digital. Whatever the information we have sent, we are getting at the end of the source decoder. After that, we'll be reading that things in the transducer, output transducer. So the next thing is about the advantages of digital communication. The digital communications are very, very important in real world. It can withstand channel noise and distortion much better as long as the noise and the distortion within limits. So this can be withstand some channel noise and distortion much better. Regenerative repeaters are there for long in channel. In whatever the channel will be providing the repeaters, optical repeaters, regenerative repeaters we are providing. That particular regenerative repeaters and optical repeaters are used to sustain the signal or to recover the signal from the noise. So for that purpose, we are providing regenerative repeaters. This can prevent accumulation of noise along the transmission path. That means channel. Digital hardware implementation is flexible. So we can reconfigure easily, right? And also we will be providing software algorithm. Based on the software algorithm, we can easily remodify the concept, reconstruct the system's concept. Digital signals can be coded to yield extremely low error rate, high fidelity. Fidelity means reliability of the signal as well as the privacy. Security is also there. For that security, in order to maintain the security, we are sacrificing the bandwidth concept, because there are two important resources are there in communication systems. That particular two important concepts are power and bandwidth. So in digital communication, we are sacrificing the bandwidth in order to get the signal, in secured manner. So for that purpose, we are sacrificing the bandwidth. This is a drawback. This is about a drawback also. Drawback is there also, but we are achieving the high bit rate, high bit rate, as well as the transmission efficiency will be there. So by sacrificing bandwidth also, we are getting lot of things, so that we are sacrificing. So digital communication is inherently more efficient than analog in realizing the exchange of in SNR for bandwidth. Digital communication is inherently more efficient than analog in realizing the exchange of information for bandwidth. So SNR means signal to noise ratio. Here we are calculating in digital communication. The performance of digital communication can be estimated by means of SNR. Signal to noise ratio. It is easier and more efficient to multiplex several digital signals. It is possible to send more number of signals in single channel. So this is the concept of multiplexing. Multiplexing is very essential in digital communication. So this is about a very, very important concept and more useful in digital communication. So this is about the advantages of digital communication. So digital signal storage is relatively easy and inexpensive. So storage is very easy and inexpensive. Reprotection with a digital message is extremely reliable without a deterioration. Without damaging the signal, we'll be reproducing the message. This is about one of the major advantages of digital communication. The cost of digital hardware continues to halve every 2 or 3 years, while performance of capacity doubles over the sample time period. So cost of digital hardware continues to half so it can be reduced half the times every 2 years or 3 years, while performance or capacity doubles. The performance or capacity doubles over the same time period. The cost can be reduced half to every 2 to 3 years. This is about the importance of digital communication. There are a lot of advantages are there in digital communication, so that people are going for digital communication. So disadvantages, there are very, very little amount of disadvantages are there. Time division multiplexing digital transmission is not compatible with frequency division multiplexing. A digital system requires large bandwidth. As I told already, there are very, very important source in digital communication is that it is about the bandwidth and power utilization. When we consider the digital communication, the drawback is there. We are sacrificing the bandwidth. We are using more of bandwidth. This is about the very, very, very important drawback of that digital communication. Even though this is a drawback, but we are achieving lot of reliability, fidelity, everything is there in channel noise can be reduced, interference can be reduced, multiplexing is there, reconfiguration is there, reconfigurable algorithm is there, hardware implementation, everything is the advantages. So even for this particular lot of advantages, we are sacrificing the bandwidth. This is about the one of the major drawback in digital communication. So this is about the very basic introduction of digital communication. I think you people will be able to understand this concept. Thank you so much. We'll be discussing the next class about a sampling theorem. So up to this, I wind up the session. Thank you so much.